444, it represents divine support. Like, think of number 4 as like I said, it represents in numerology. Number 4 represents stability, right? So think about a table, like this table right here, for example. It has 4 legs. See what I'm saying? That's what makes this structure to be able to stand. 4 legs. You see, you got think about like a building. Normally, a building, at the base of it, it has 4 sides to it. That's what makes the building stand, right? Because it has 4 sides. So that's what makes it's like support. It supports the building. See what I'm saying? Just like with the think about how else the number 4 resonates and throughout our lives. For example, the 4 corners of the earth, right? Representing the 4 corners of the earth. It supports the earth. It supports the physical realm. Without the 4 corners, the physical realm wouldn't even be complete. Think about the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. Without that, compassing wouldn't even it wouldn't be complete. You feel what I mean? Think about earth, wind, fire, and water. Without those 4 elements, the earth wouldn't be complete in itself. So like 4 provides support, right? It represents support, stability. It also can represent discipline, because it all aligns with support, because when you're disciplined, that's how you structure yourself. See, so structure, discipline, support, stability is all the same thing. It also can represent diligence, like when you're working hard, when you constantly working, consistency, persistence, right? That's what diligence means. But when you constantly work, you're creating structure. So it still goes back to structure, right? So that's what the 4 essentially represents, structure. But in the physical, but on the spiritual side, because what the physical and the spiritual, both, they coexist. So on the spiritual side, it represents divine support. So when you start seeing them 4s, bro, if you've been feeling like you had a message that you want to speak on, and now you're seeing them 4s, see the number 4s as a sign to speak on your message. You may not know how you want to deliver it, but just know that you're divinely supported. So it doesn't really matter if you don't know right away how you're going to deliver it. Just deliver it and know that you have the divine support backing you to deliver the message, right? Or whatever it is in your life. If you've been feeling like you need to do something, anything, and then you start seeing 4s, just know that you have the divine support to achieve whatever that thing is, bro. Like, literally, it don't matter what it is, fam. So, all right. Now, that's not even really what my video is about, but I just, I was in spirit just now, so I had to get that out for real. But yo, I really want to talk to y'all about the connection between being on semen retention and seeing angel numbers. So it kind of do relate to what I was talking about, but not really though. I had a download last night as to why it is that you start seeing more repeating numbers the longer you go on retention, right? And here's what I realized about this, right? Is because listen to what I'm saying, for real, like really listen to what I'm saying, bro, right? The universe in itself is made up of numbers, okay? The universe in itself is made of numbers. It's made of numbers, shapes, and patterns. This is why everything in life has a pattern to it. Everything, even your heartbeat has a pattern. Even what you do has a pattern. That's what habits are. Your habits is a pattern, repetition, discipline, consistency. What you do consistently, what you do frequently becomes the frequency. So that also relates to number 4. So I guess it kind of do all relate to what I was saying in the intro. See, I was being divinely guided. I ain't even peeped that what I was saying would relate to what I'm saying, what I was planning on making a video about. That's wild. But yo, this shit, like when you start seeing the shit for what it is, bro, you just gonna start laughing more for no reason and smiling more, bro, because it's like, yo, damn, like the way Everything in life is designed is so it's so genius, bro. It's just so genius and it's so beautiful and it's so simple. It's like, damn, how I didn't see this shit like this before. You know, so you ain't got no choice but to laugh. It just make you feel that inner joy, bro, when you start seeing through the program for real. Like, I understand for real, why we start seeing numbers now the longer you go on retention, bro. Because like I say, the universe is made of numbers itself. And essentially, you are the universe, right? You are the universe, bro. You're just the universe in physical formation. You're the universe, or AKA God, having a temporary human experience, bro. You are the soul within the body. You're not your body, you're not your mind. You're the mind and the body are instruments that allow you as the soul to be expressed through, right? You're the soul that's in the body, and the soul itself is a large quantity of light frequencies and sound frequencies, right? So this is why your energy can literally be measured. Like, you're literally your thoughts and emotions and all that stuff can be measured, literally. So anything that can be measured, or anything that's measurable, it deals with numbers, because that has to do with quantity, right? A quantity is like it means like amount or totality, the total number of something, or the amount of numbering of something. It has to do with numbers, right? So you know how Nikola Tesla say, if you want to understand the universe, understand it in energy, frequency, and vibration. Well, energy, frequency, and vibration is literally made up of numbers. It's made of quantity. It's made of numbers itself. Okay? And like I say, the universe is within you. You're the soul within the body. You're the universe. All of that is the same thing. The soul, the universe, God is all just repeats of the same thing, of each other. Okay, you're the soul within the body having an experience. And when your soul begins to expand, or AKA when your consciousness begins to expand, as it does when you're on semen retention, right? You're going to start seeing proof of your energy expanding through the numbers. That's why you're really seeing them, because it's like everything in your external is literally a reflection of your internal state. So the numbers within you, like I said, your energy, vibration, and frequency that you're made of consist of numbers, shapes, and patterns. This is why this is what sacred geometry is about. Okay, because essentially beyond this flesh, your numbers, shapes, and patterns. Right? So everything in life consists of numbers, shapes, and patterns, bro. Like even what you think that, even the shit that you think that doesn't have to do with numbers, shapes, and patterns has to do with numbers, shapes, and patterns. Like I can show you, like, for example, no, I don't want to get too far off, right? But just realize that your energy, your frequency, and your vibration literally consists of numbers, shapes, and patterns, and sound, and light, because that's where that all comes from. It comes from light, right? It comes from light frequencies. Light is consciousness. Light is thought, right? So the numbers is a numerical representation of thought, of light, of your energy, of your vibration, of your frequency. So the more that you expand your frequency, you'll start seeing more angel numbers, what they call angel numbers more. You're seeing an abundance of them, because that's a representation of the abundance of expansion that your soul is going through. You see what I'm saying? Or your consciousness is going through. Your consciousness is expanding. Now you're seeing an expansion of numbers. You see, it's all a reflection of the internal state, literally, bro. You're made up of numbers, shapes, and patterns. So as you expand yourself, aka as you expand your numbers, your numerical vibrations within you, you start seeing this reflecting in the numerical vibrations within numbers. You start seeing numerical patterns. You see what I'm saying? And then the particular numbers that you're seeing, it's like an indicator. It lets you know which level is being accessed the most. Like, for example, if you've been seeing a lot of 4s, that represents support. So the support channel within you is opening up more. That's why you're seeing a lot of 4s. Or another example, right? If you start seeing a lot of 8s, 8 represents abundance and wealth and, you know, success, material success, right? Associated with the planet Saturn, which is the governing planet of Capricorn and Aquarius, right? Well, Aquarius is ruled by two different planets. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, but you know, Saturn, Capricorn, and think about how Capricorn people are. See how this all goes to astrology? Like numerology and astrology go hand in hand, bro. You see, it all goes hand in hand, bro, because all this stuff is based in numbers, right? Each zodiac sign is ruled by a certain planet, and that certain planet is ruled by a magic square, and a magic square consists of numbers, shapes, and patterns. See, it all goes back to numbers, shapes, and patterns, bro. You see, like even when we talk about astrology, so like if you start seeing a lot of 8s, right, representing abundance and material success, material wealth, right, that means that the abundance channel within you just opened up, so and it's expanding more. So now you're seeing the 8s because that's a reflection of your internal 8, in a sense, if you get what I'm saying. Your internal 8, your internal channel of wealth is expanding. So now you're seeing more 8s. We start seeing the 7s. 7 represents spiritual completion, or like divine protection, right? I mean divine order. It represents divine order. So like think about how the number 7 repeats in our daily lives. 7 colors in the rainbow, you know, 7 days in a week. 7 chakras. You feel me? It represents spiritual completion. That the 7 chakras is 7 levels that your soul goes through in order to before it resurrects in the pineal gland, and you become spiritually completed, basically. So when you start seeing them 7s like that, that's what's being, the channel within you is being opened up. The channel of spiritual completion or spirituality is being opened up. You're becoming more insightful. You become, you know, and then you'll notice even when you start seeing the 7s, you may go down that path in your life where you start seeking information more, because in numerology, the archetypal name for the number 7 is the truth seeker. See what I'm saying? The 7, each number has a archetype associated with it. Like 1 is the initiator, 2 is the intuitive, 3 is the creative child, 4 is like I can't remember all of them off the top, but 7 is the truth seeker, right? So just like in zodiac, each zodiac sign has an archetype attached to it as well. Like Capricorn would be the elder. You know how elders are very stern. They're very self-sufficient because they don't went through life so long. And that see how that relates to number 4 and the number 8, because 8 is 2 4s, and 8 is the number of Saturn, and Saturn rules over the Capricorns. You see how all of that relates, bro? Like, yo, like there's a saying, millionaires use astrology and billionaires use numerology, bro. And now I see why, because everything consists of all of that. Like even like I'm noticing right now, like, you know how they say as above so below, right? Okay, that's very true, and I'm about to prove to you how that's true right now, because Venus and Mercury is aligning right now, and I'm a Virgo, so my governing planet is Mercury, right? And being that Venus and is aligning with Mercury, that means, and you know, Venus rules over Taurus. It rules over Taurus and Libra. Okay, so and it's crazy how the number for that's associated mostly with Venus is number 7, right? Because Venus is the 7th planet. If we go in astrological order in the zodiac, according to the zodiac, that's the 7th planet. So it's crazy how I've been seeing a lot of 7s lately, right? Being that Venus and Mercury is aligning. And now I'm even starting to notice old females I used to deal with. Old, bro, I swear to, I promise you, old females that I used to deal with who are Tauruses are starting to watch my page again. Bro, that's no coincidence that Venus is aligning with my planet. And now I'm starting to see people that I thought was long gone. Now they're watching my channel again, and they're Tauruses, and they're governed by the planet Venus. You see how that works? So when the planetary, when the planets align up above, it's gonna cause alignments down below. That shit is so true, bro. Like, that shit is so true, gang. Like, it's undeniable, bro. It's undeniable when you really see it, when you see the shit for what it is, bro. I'm telling you. That's why I got this smile on my face, because I can, now I'm starting to see through reality, bro. I feel like I'm breaking the codes for real. I'm breaking the matrix, gang. Like, for real, for real. I've been seeing a lot of 8s and shit too lately, right? 8, like I say, represent material success. It represents goal orientation, like you being goal oriented, focused on creating success, because again, it represents discipline too, because 8 is 2 4s, and 4s has to do with stability, discipline, structure, creating solid foundations. It also can represent divine support. All of that, it relates with each other, right? So when you become structured in your life, like, it makes sense why you'll start seeing 4s whenever you're being called to become more structured in your life, because in order for wealth to land into your life, in order for anything to land into your life, you have to already have a solid foundation for that something to land. So whether it's love or whether it's money, you have to already have a solid foundation set up for that, so that money can come, it can have a safe place to land. So when that love comes, it can have a safe place to land. See what I'm saying? So like, bro, these numbers is not just numbers for no reason. You're not supposed to just look at them and go, oh, cool, repeat numbers. Like, no. The numbers are literally like, you know how in ancient times with our ancestors, right? They used to look at the stars and be able to navigate. You can do the same thing with the numbers, because each star has a numerical vibration. So the stars and the numbers is synonymous. They're related. It's the same thing. It's just we're seeing what's going on up there down below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 birds flying over my head right now. Look, you see them. You see them. Freedom, change. 5 deal with freedom, change, I said affirmation. 5 deals with freedom, change, adventure, and freedom, change, and adventure, and transformation. I'm transforming right now. I'm going through a period in my life where I'm transforming. My soul is transforming. It's expanding into transformation, into a higher version of itself. Like, literally, bro. This is why I've been seeing 5s too. So like, these numbers, literally, you can, when you start to know what they mean, like, I don't even have to too much look it up no more, bro. Because like, I know what the shit mean now. I done converted it. I done studied it so much. Now it's converted to memory, to the point where now when I see these numbers being reflected to me in real life, I can automatically put it into perspective of what's going on inside of me now, and what's going on in my life. Like instantly now. Like, bro, this is what I'm telling you, bro. Get on semen retention, bro, because it's deeper than what you think. You're gonna expand your consciousness to the point where you're gonna be able to do the same shit I'm doing. You're gonna be able to decode the matrix, bro. Like, I can't even stop smiling, bro. It's crazy. Hold on, somebody calling me from NC. I don't know who this is. I'm not in NC right now. It's like, no, I'm playing. I don't know who that could be, though. I'm about to answer it in a second, though. That could be anything. Could be an opportunity. I might need to move to NC. Shit, I ain't gonna lie. But yo, and then like, let me give you another thing that you can realize too about these repeat numbers, right? Like, when you see certain number patterns, like because it's not just the 222, 333, 444, 555. It's not just those. I also see ones like 212, 313, 414, 515. So let me explain to you what those mean, right? For example, when you see that 212, the number 2 is associated with intuition, emotional balance, and the shadow self, because the 2 is associated with the moon, right? And that's what the moon represents: intuition, the shadow self, balance, right? And so, and emotions. So when you see that 212, whenever you see a number pattern that has the same number on two different sides, like how you see 212, the two is on the left and the right side, right? So think of that as a gateway, a portal, a stargate, and you're the one in the middle. So you're walking through the portal of the twos. So I noticed that when I see 212 in my life, right, I'm always going through a phase when I'm becoming deeper into my intuition. That's what it's representing. It represents you. You're literally, your soul is traveling. It's expanding into you being more integrated with your intuition. You're going through the portal of intuition. Think of it like that. And when you see 313, right? 3 deals with creativity, communication, and expansion, associated with the planet Jupiter, right? It's kind of cold out here, I ain't gonna lie. So like I say, when you see the 3 on the left, 1 in the middle, 3 on the right, see how 3 and 3 is like on the left and the right? Think of it like a gateway, like a portal, like a stargate, or like a hallway, right? And you're the number in the middle, you're the 1 in the middle. You're walking through the gateway of the 3s. So you're becoming more expanded in your consciousness and your communication and your creativity. All of that is expanding. 414. 4 represents stability, support, discipline, structure, and creating solid foundations, right? And like I say, when you see the 4 on the left and the 4 on the right, or any number, right? You can do the same thing with any number. Whenever you see the 2 numbers on the left and the right repeating itself, think of it like a gate, a stargate, or a pathway, or a portal, and you're the number in the middle. So 414, you're the 1 in the middle, and you're walking through the gateway of 4s. So you're walking through the gateway of support, stability, structure, solid foundations, divine support. So you're being divinely supported. Your soul has entered that portal of divine support. That's what these numbers mean. And see, even that, all that shit I just explained to you just now, that was another download that came to me a couple days ago. Cause I don't know, bro. I just be having, I be peeping shit, bro. Like I just be having these insightful ass moments, gang, right? So like 515. If you see 515, remember taking the same format that we've been using, the gateway. So you're the 1 in the middle, and you're walking through the gateway of the 5s. 5 deal with freedom, transformation, change, and adventure. So you could see 515 at a time in your life when you're going through those phases of freedom, change, adventure, and transformation. Your soul could be transforming. And adventure doesn't mean always physically traveling, because you're not just the physical you. There's multiple parts of you, right? So it can represent soul traveling, meaning like your soul is expanding. Okay, soul traveling. Soul expansion. Your soul is expressing itself. This is why we have expressways, because expressways take you from point A to point B. That's why it's called an expressway, because it represents traveling, like how your soul does. When you express the soul, you're allowing it to travel. When your soul is being expressed, it's traveling. This is why we have expressways, if you get what I'm saying, because it goes from an expressway or a highway, take you from point A to point B. It's like a portal. So this is the same thing with soul expression. This is why it's important to express your soul and follow your heart, because the heart is the instrument for the soul to be expressed through. You see? So like in the mind too, but the mind is more easily susceptible to programming, whereas the heart doesn't operate off of the programming of physicality, operates off the programming that's underneath physicality. So it's more subconscious. So, if you really want to tap into your life and tap into your soul purpose for real, do things that you love. Like, find what make your heart rejoice, bro. Find what you love in life, what you love to do in life, bro. Because that's going to lead you into your soul purpose, and then your soul going to be able to express, and it's going to travel like similar to an expressway. Your soul is going to be able to go through the portal of it. It's going to be expressed through. It's going to travel. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody get what I'm saying, bro. I know somebody gonna watch this video and be like, oh shit, I ain't think of it like that. Yes, bro. I'm telling you, I'm really the truth, gang, and I'm not saying that to be cocky, bro. Like, I really have real downloads, twin. like real downloads, bro. And it's not even just because of retention, but on retention, bro, it just become more smooth. It just become more frequent. It become more vivid, bro. It becomes more, you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, so like when you start seeing, okay, another one, 616, right? 6 deal with harmony and balance, just like the number 2. But the difference between the harmony and balance of the 2 and the 6 is this. The 2 deals with harmony and balance when it comes to your intuition and emotions. And the 6 deals with harmony and balance when it comes to family life. Family life, home life, or community. You know, all that's the same thing. All that's kind of synonymous. Family, home life, and community is all kind of the same thing, because your community is like your family, basically. Like how we family, right? We all a community too at the same time. And so that's why certain shit, what I say, hit home. See, home life, family, community, how all of that resonate. Like, so the 616, you might see the 616 at a time in your life when you're being called to tap into these aspects of self, to become more integrated or to become more balanced and harmonious with family, home life, or community. So how this, let's put it in perspective of how this can apply to community, right? In what ways could you become more harmonized or balanced with the community? You can do, it's something called altruism, altruistic endeavors, right? Altruistic endeavor is basically a work that you do for the people, like charity, or blood donation, or like feeding the homeless, you know, shit like that. Those are all altruistic endeavors. That's called being altruistic. altruistic, altruistic, right? That's altruism, when you're doing stuff for the people, or like public speaking. You feel me? Or like passing out, like going to church and passing out, helping, you know, assisting with shit, dealing with the community. That's all different aspects of coming in and being in harmony with your community. So you may see the 6s and shit like that when you're being called to do that in your life. Or you already on it. You already been doing it, and now you're seeing them 6s because it's showing up as a sign, as a reflection of what you've been doing. You see what I mean? And so when you see them, see it as a sign to keep going. So you're either already doing these things or you're being called to do it. That's with any number. You're either being called to do it, or it's reflecting to you back what you're doing already. Or you could have already been doing it, then stop. Now it's calling you back to doing it again. You see? So that's all it goes to that, bro. So like, you could do this shit with any number, gang. Like 7, right? Like I say, it represents spiritual completion. It represents divine order. It represents a lot of shit. Like God created the earth in 7 days. You feel me? Well, he created the earth. It took him 6 days, but he rested on the 7th. You see? On the Sabbath, right? That's why we have 7 days in a week. You know, in school, we was taught the 7 planets. You know, like, well, it's really more than 7 planets, but I remember being in school when they taught us 7. Or 8 or something like that, right? But the 7, think about the 7 trumpets in the Bible, right? The 7 trumpets, or the 7 seals, or the 7 seas, right? The 7 scrolls and shit like that. Like, all of these numbers represent spiritual completion. It represents a path into enlightenment. It happens in 7 steps. You become completed spiritually in 7 steps, essentially, right? So you may see the 717. Again, the 7 and the 7 on the outside, the 7 here and the 7 here is the gateway. That's the hallway. That's the portal, the stargate, and you're the 1 in the middle, and you're entering that stargate. You're in the portal. You're in between the portal of 7s. So you can see that in your life when you're either being called to become more spiritually integrated, so that you can go through spiritual completion, or you know, or you're either already doing it. Now I'm seeing 4 birds, right? 4 represents support. I'm being supported in my message right now by the angels, bro, by the spirit guys, right? They supporting this message right now. I'm telling you, gang, I'm not making shit up. Like, this is really what I can channel shit for real. I can really channel for real. Like, I'm doing it live. You feel me? I'm doing this shit live, breaking down each number. This shit off the top, like, for real. You feel me? Like, so this 7, damn, that's a lot of birds. I just seen 4, now I'm seeing like 30 of them shits. Crazy, right? But look, 717, twin. That you could either be being called to become more, to enter a phase of spiritual completion, or you've already entered a phase in your life where you're becoming more spiritually completed. You see? So another one is 818, right? And it don't have to be just the one in the middle. It can be any number in the middle that it still represents you. But I'm using one because it's easier, because you're the one. See, one represents you as an individual. But it can be 121, it could be 131, 141, it could be any number that's in the middle. Anytime you see that specific pattern though, when it's one number on the left, when the number on the left matches the number on the right, like 101 or 282, see the number 2 on the left matches the 2 on the right. Whenever you see that specific pattern, always look at it as you are in the middle. So whatever number's in the middle, that's you, and the 2 numbers on the outside is the portal that you're entering, right? So like 71, I just did that one. 818, 8 represents abundance, material success, you feel me, wealth and shit like that. So you as the one are you're in between the 2 8s, you're in between the portal. So that means you've entered the portal of the 8. So you could be seeing that in your life at a time where you're going through, where the abundance and wealth channel within you has opened up, and you're walking through, your soul is going through that portal now. And so you're seeing the 818 as a reflection of this. My videos say 33 right now, 33. Master teacher number. Master teacher number, bro. What am I doing right now? This is some master teacher shit. You can't deny it, bro. Like, you cannot deny it. The numbers reflect to you your internal state, and it's happening on live. It's happening on live. I've been recording for 34 now, right? But 3 and the 4 equals 7. I just told you, 7 represents spiritual completion. What we talking about right now? Spirituality. Come on, bro. Come on, gang. But like, see the 818, you can either already be on the path where you enter that portal of abundance internally, or you could be being called to do it. Normally when you're being called, you see the triple numbers like 888. You know what I'm saying? Because it's trying to get your attention. Or it could be like, it could also mean that you're the 888 channel within you has opened up already, and is calling you to pay attention to yourself more, so that you can tap into that inner portal, so that you can create it on the outside for yourself. You feel me? What you also can do is you can add these numbers up. Like, it's like, for example, if you see like how I just said 818, right? You can add these numbers up too and get the root number, because the root number gonna give you more insight too on what the message is about. 818, add that up, it's 17, because 8 and 8 is 16, plus the 1 is 17, right? But you keep reducing it down to a single digit. First of all, we can stop there though at 17, because 17 represents victory and success. 17, if you look it up right now, does 17 represent victory and success in numerology or in spirituality? It's going to say yes. So whenever you see in 17s too, it represents victory and success. You're becoming victorious or successful at whatever you've been doing, right? So like I say, but I like to reduce it all the way down to a single digit number. So the 17, if you break it up, is a 1 and a 7, right? So 1 and a 7 is 8. So 818, it goes all the way back to 8. It leads to 8 pretty much. If you add it all up, it leads back to 8. So when you see the 818, right? I think of it like this. If 818 means that I'm the one in the middle between the 8s, that means I'm going through the portal of 8. So a channel of abundance has opened up within me. And if I tune into that channel, being at the root number, when we add all of that up, what is this adding up to? Like, what does it mean if I tune into this channel of the 818 within me? What is it going to add up to? It's going to add up to the number 8. You see? So it's going to add up to abundance, material success, wealth. So that's how you look at it. You add the numbers up, because that's going to tell you what whenever you whenever you integrate with these number patterns, it's gonna tell you what it's all adding up to. You see? So like another example, right? If you see, let's use an easy one. 222. Like I say, two deals with emotions, balance, with the moon, intuition, right? But if you add the two up, okay, you could be seeing 222 because it's telling you to become more integrated with your intuition, with your emotions, right? Okay, but now what is all of this adding up to? To figure that out, you have to add the numbers up. Literally, see how that even that in itself, uh, it's like it aligns perfectly, right? It makes so much sense, right? 2, 4, 6. Okay, then it's gonna lead into a harmony and balance within your home life, or within your family, or within your community. So that's why you're seeing 222, because it's telling you to tap into your intuition. And then what is all this? What is tapping into your intuition going to do? What is it going to add up to? It's going to add up to you being able to be supportive for your community or your family or in home life. You see? So another example, 555, right? 5 represents freedom, change, adventure, transformation. Okay, so when you start seeing, if you see 555, right? It can be letting you know that you could be going through a period in your life where where your soul is traveling, it's expanding, it's going on adventures, right? Your consciousness is expanding. You're going through transformation and change, and to where you experiencing freedom on the inside, right? And so what is all of this adding up to though? It's adding up to 5 plus 5 plus 5. You have to add it up to see what it adds up to. See what I mean? So it's going to lead into 15, right? And then when you reduce the 15, because 15 is 1 and 5, when you reduce that down to a single digit, you get 6. So the 5 plus 5 plus 5 you could be being called to, you're either being called to go through, to tap into the energies of 5, which is change, freedom, transformation, and adventure, or you could be already going through a period in your life where you're going through these phases of transformation, and then it's telling you it's trying to get your attention. And what it's getting your attention for, what it's all adding up to, is the 6, because now you're going to be able to cause transformation, freedom, adventure, and all of that within home life, family, and community. You see? So you can use the same format that I'm giving y'all right here with any number pattern that you see, gang. You feel me? Any number pattern that you see. Let's do 111, for example, right? 1 represents individuality. It represents personal power. 1 is the initiator in numerology, because the 1 it starts the numbers off. So the initiator, a person that initiates something, is a person who starts things off first. Like when you initiate a process, like you're the first to do something, a trendsetter, right? Okay, so when you see 111, that represents like you're becoming more integrated with the whole of yourself, with the all of yourself. So that means more like it represents divine awakening, really. Like something is being like divine awakening. It represents your thoughts, like the gap between your damn, I can't fucking word it right. The gap between your thoughts and reality has become more thinner, meaning your thoughts is more able to come into fruition more rapidly, more effectively. So watch what the hell you thinking. You know what I'm saying? When you see that 111, that means that you, like, again, you're the 1 in between the ones. You're the 1 in between 11. 11 is the master psychic number, right? So you could be seeing 111 when your psychic abilities are becoming enhanced. And you're the 1 in between the 2 ones. So you're the 1, and you're going through that portal, that hallway, that stargate of the 11 of the ones, right? You're becoming more intuitive, right? You're receiving more messages, more cosmic communication, and that's why when you add 111 up, it equals 3. right? Which deals with cosmic communication. It deals with expansion. It goes back to Jupiter, but it also goes back to Mercury as well, because Mercury embodies number 3 as well. The numbers that represent Mercury is 3 and 5, but 3 can represent Jupiter too. It represents expansion, right? So you could be becoming more. So when you see in 111, it adds up to 3. So that's the root of it, right? So 3 deals with expansion, creativity, and communication. So your creativity, your communication could be being expanded, or it is expanded when you see 111. And that's why you're seeing 111, because it's the numbers reflecting back to you your internal state. Literally, it's literally like these are like a map to what's going on inside of you. These numbers is like an external map, an external numerical map, right? That's letting you, you literally can see on display where your energy is at based on which number you're seeing. That's why it's important to know the numbers. Study this shit, convert it to memory, so that when you see the numbers, you'll automatically know, okay, I'm seeing this because this is going on the inside. So now it makes sense now. So now you know what to do. You keep going, keep doing that. You can use it as to navigate through the physical realm. Just like the ancestors used the stars, which are governed by numbers. There's a number of stars in itself. There's a quantity of stars, so it deals with numbers in itself. And each star or each constellation of each planet has a numerical vibration. But you can use these numbers to navigate through the physical phenomena, just as the ancient ones or the ancestors used the stargates, the star constellations to navigate through the physical too. As above, so below. There's something called medical astrology. Now I'm seeing 4-4. I've been recording for 44 minutes and 4 seconds. Yo. Oh my God. Yo. This is crazy. This is wild. This is wild. Right? Unintentionally though. Like I just looked up and seen that. You feel me? But like, yo, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. That's crazy. I'm being divinely supported to get this message out right now, man. For real, I just seen 4433. I'm being divinely supported in my master teaching session right now. Because that's exactly what's going on. The master teacher within me has been activated, and I'm being supported by the angels through this activation. And so I am grateful for that. You see how I did that? I show gratitude for it. You always want to express gratitude when you see these numbers, especially when you know what they mean, because it's gonna cause more of that to happen in your life. It's gonna the more you show gratitude, you're increasing the strength of that thing happening more and more and more. So in a minute, it's gonna get to a point where I'm just gonna be able. I'm gonna be like a super master teacher, bro. Like a super. I'm telling you, bro. Like I'm telling you, because, man, bro. Tap into yourself, gang, because the reason why I know all of this shit is because I really tap into myself. I really integrate with myself. I sit down in silence and solitude, and I embrace that shit, and I let the downloads come to me. I write, I journal. You feel me? I don't be studying this shit for real. Like, I study it and get a basic understanding, then after a while, once I get the basic understanding, I don't need to study it no more, because I can just, it allows for my intuition to take over from there. Once I get that basic structure, my intuition always takes over from there. With anything in life. Like, with anything in life, bro. So, like, I'm telling you, bro, you can do the same thing. I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to make you feel, it shouldn't make you feel bad. It should inspire you to want to tap into yourself. But these numbers, bro, are very important, because essentially you're made up of numbers. You're made up of number. You're made up of quantity. This is why people talk about the quantum field and shit like that, right? The quantum field, they talk about it like as if it's external from you, but it's not external. It's internal. And even if it was external, everything in the external is only a reflection of the internal state. Anyway, So the quantum field is within you. Quantum, quantity, it deals with numbers, amount, totality. You are a numerical vibration. This is why you have a life path number. Like, if anybody was to tell me right now in the comments their birth date, like the month, day, and the year, I could tell you your life path number. You see what I mean? And now I got, the reason why I know how to do that is because I got that format from looking it up. So I ain't say I just figured that out, but I can add my own insights as to which I can add my own insights to it. So, but like, yo, like for example, I'm a life path number 5. I'm a Virgo sun, Scorpio moon, and a Capricorn rising. And the reason how I know this stuff, right, is because I used to deal with this female who was heavy into astrology, and she used to always talk about this shit. And at first, I'm thinking like, man, that's some female shit. I ain't trying to hear all of that shit, bro. You feel me? But after a while, bro, my consciousness expanding. You feel me? That's not no female shit, gang. And even if it was, there's a feminine aspect and a masculine aspect to you, to men and women. Men have estrogen and testosterone. We just have more testosterone than estrogen. Women have more estrogen than testosterone, but they have testosterone too. You feel me? And then femininity and masculinity, it goes beyond human gender. It goes beyond human gender. So for the people who feel like astrology is feminine and all that type of shit, bro, femininity goes beyond human gender. So like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you gotta expand your consciousness, bro. When you expand your consciousness, you're gonna be able to see through all these illusions people try to put up in front of you. People be living in illusions, gang. They feel like, damn, I don't want to openly express my my astrological interest because motherfuckers might think I'm gay, or they might think I'm feminine. See, me, I don't care. I can shut all of that shit down. I can explain to you what I just explained to y'all. You feel me? If you think it's feminine, well, newsflash, femininity in itself goes beyond human gender. And it's also a feminine aspect to you, brother. That's why you have a right brain and a left brain. You see what I'm saying? Right brain, creative brain, feminine side. Left brain, masculine side, logic. You know what I'm saying? Logic side. So I'll shut all of that shit down. All of this stuff you need to know, astrology and numerology science, bro. You need to know this stuff. It's important that you know this shit because it's all a reflection of you anyway. So saying it's gay and feminine, you're saying God is gay and God is feminine. You see what I'm saying? Because God created all of that. God created the stars and you are essentially God. So you're calling yourself gay by saying, you know what I'm saying? Really, if you're thinking about it, ain't nothing gay about astrology, bro. Nothing gay about that. There's nothing gay about lighting candles and playing with crystals. None of that shit. Because all that shit amplifies your energy. See, when you know what you're doing, can't nobody play with you with this type of shit because you can explain it to them what I'm explaining to y'all now. Like, can't nobody play with me with that shit. I'll shut it all down. Exactly like how I'm doing right now. I just explained. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Nah, for real. Don't let nobody make you feel gaslight you into not expanding your consciousness. Fuck all of that, bro. Expand your consciousness, gang. Study your astrology science. I'm a Virgo sun, like I said, and I proudly wear that, like a badge of honor. I walk around. I'm a Virgo. I'm about to get it tatted on me. I'm about to get the Virgo sign tatted on me, and I'm gonna get 555 on my neck. Yeah, that's my life path number. And ironically, it's my favorite number too. Before I even knew it was my life path number, I've been like the number 5. No wonder why, right? Because it's my life path number. You see? But like the 5 represents freedom, change, adventure, and transformation, right? So my initial soul purpose and my life path is gonna deal with that. It's gonna deal with what's gonna bring my soul joy the most, and what's gonna allow me to express my soul the most is when I'm able to be free, when I'm traveling an adventure, when I'm when things are constantly changing. This is why, and it reflects in my life because, and now I'm 50 minutes in talking about number 5. See, yo, but even that, it reflects in my life. Like when I work better at a job where it's flexible, when I'm doing multiple things at once, because that requires change. It's not the same routine all over and over and over and over and over again. See what I'm saying? But I'm also a Virgo, and Virgos are a routine. We're very routine. So it's weird. I struggle with routine and not being routine. So I have my life lesson is to learn how to balance that. Learn how to balance my my transformational nature with my set and way nature, like my change nature and then my routine nature. I have to, because I'm both routine and non-routine at the same time. So I have to learn how to balance that. You feel me? I can't do one or the other. Otherwise, I'm not gonna live a fulfilled life. And that's true, because that's how I be feeling whenever I try to do one thing over the other. Whenever I become too routine, it gets boring. If I become too non-routine, I'll start feeling like I'm doing too much. I gotta get structured again. So I have to learn how to balance it. You see? Whatever your life path number is can give you insights the same way I just took that insight and applied it to my life. You can do the same thing with your life path number, bro. So that's why it's important to know this type of shit. Again, astrologists use, millionaires use astrology and billionaires use numerology. So don't let nobody gaslight you into feeling like this is all feminine shit. No, the fuck it's not. This is conscious shit. Nigga, there's stars within you. The chakras within you are stars. What you think it is? It's star portals. As above, so below. Everything up above is down here below. You're an embodiment of everything. You're the center of the above and the below. Your mind is the medium. This is why meditation is important. Notice how meditation and medium share the same root word, M-E-D-I. Okay? Meditation is the medium, and it's also medicine. You see? It's also medicine, because because the mind heals. The mind heals. Everything is mind. So all of the plants in nature is a form of mental. This is why it's why it's called the elemental plane. The elements of the earth is an aspect of the mind. So the plants, the medicine, all of this stuff is an aspect of mental. This is why it has the word medi in it. It's same as medicine and medical. But like in medical astrology, bro, because I had just noticed that I didn't finish my point on that, right? In medical astrology, the reason why that even exists is because, again, as above, so below. How would medical stuff have to do with astrology if there wasn't a connection between the above and below? You gotta think about this shit. Like, how does medical astrology even exist if there's no connection between above and below? What does medicine have to do with the stars? Well, the stars, just like the plants down here, started off as seeds. Hence, star seed. That's where that term comes from. It's not just to sound cute. This is not just spiritual talk. This stuff is not spiritual talk, bro. This shit is real. Science is confirming this shit. It been confirmed. It was just hidden from the masses of people. And I got an ancient spirit. I have an ancient soul, so it ain't been hidden in me. I've been on this type of shit, bro. You feel me? I've been on this type of shit, gang. My soul was meant to go in the darkness and be the light within it. I was meant to awaken and be this voice at this specific time while the world is in darkness. I was meant for this shit. I literally, bro. Now I'm seeing 5-5, my life path number, being repeated, because I'm on beat with my life path. I'm causing change, freedom, transformation in people's lives. If you take it in for real. Come on, man. I'm gonna end the video here though, gang. I'm gonna end it here. I love y'all. Peace, love, and prosperity, man. Tap into yourself. And like I say, don't let nobody gaslight you or make you feel feminine because you study astrology and numerology. You shut them down what I just told you. Like, nigga, everything consists of numbers. Even you. What you mean? It's not feminine. And then femininity goes beyond human gender. So what are you really saying? Come on, man. You shut people up like that with intelligence. They ain't gonna know how to respond to you. I'm telling you, gang. Peace.